What's up, everybody? I'm Metal Nick,
I'm Jeff Christopher.
and welcome to episode number 113 of Vinyl Bang, where today we are talking about more new stuff, and then some new stuff after that, and then possibly more new stuff after that.
It never ends, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't see each other. We don't have enough time to do this show, and then the next thing you know, I get like 25 records a day in the mail. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Got to call
Save
Jeff.
some records for the rest of us, big guy.
Yeah, well,
The new stuff cup overfloweth.
that, and, you pointed this out to me. I mean, we haven't really talked about Record Store Day yet, and it's been a little, almost a month.
Going
So,
on, I got about 3 weeks.
yeah, so you people just need to calm the fuck down. Anyways, Jeff, I'm gonna let you kick this one off like as always.
All right. So speaking of record store day 3 weeks ago, I'm going to start off with this one because Nick is incorporated with this one, kind of. One of I'm going to start off with my record store day acquisitions because record store day was a big thing. The first one I'm going to showcase here is the Ween, is the release from Ween Europe '90, which was some demos and a couple of live shows from 1990. Whenever it was like, from what I gather about the show, it was like it was just the brothers Dean and Gene Ween, and their drummer was like a what's it say, a Yamaha digital audio tape deck. And
Awesome.
at this show, I guess there were like three people at this show, but it was one of the best recordings that they've ever had, so they released it on vinyl. But this one, I decided to put in a package in a sleeve that I got from my buddy. That's all yellow because the vinyl itself is yellow, so I figured it should go in a yellow sleeve that I
Sick.
acquired from Nick whenever the Alice in Chains tripod was released. So
Self-titled.
thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick, for the yellow sleeve. This is a triple disc, just a plain standard black release, bought from my buddies at Hit Records for $69.99 for three vinyl, and Record Store Day release number one, numero uno, for the
God,
episode.
God damn, it's like $10 more than the one that I paid for, but it
Is
wasn't
that
for
right?
me. It was for a mutual friend of ours, Mr. Travis Ryan.
Yeah,
Uh,
Travis, a big Ween fan.
he is. You said Ween again. Um, yeah, I was just talking to my niece about Ween, and she first thing she said was SpongeBob, and I was like, yeah, they did do something for SpongeBob. So,
Ocean Man. Yep. And the loop de loop, the song about tying your shoes. That was
okay,
SpongeBob related. Loop de loop. Yep,
hell yeah,
they're fun.
Ween, ladies and gentlemen. Um, all right. So I'm gonna mix some little record store day into, whoops, are we good there? Okay. Into something else real fast here. So first thing I'm gonna talk about is a record store day release that I got. Megadeth, Hidden Treasures. Um, I've talked about this a few times on our show because my all-time favorite Megadeth song, "Go to Hell," is on this release. As you can see, cool. It's like this cool purplish, blackish, bluish acetate vinyl. No More Mr. Nice Guy, Breaking Point, Go to Hell, Angry Again, 99 Ways to Die, Paranoid, and a bunch of other songs. um, uh, I was stoked to get that. Speaking of Megadeth, last night I went and saw the Kings of Thrash in a little south of Baltimore in a town called Catonsville. And the Kings of Thrash are um, Dave Elferson and Jeff Young, formerly of Megadeth. And they pretty much performed So Far, So Good, So What in its entirety, plus other hits. Um, I went with my friend Flo, and she told me that there's a good chance we can get stuff signed by Elfison. And sure enough, I got my Peace Sells, but who's buying LP signed by Mr. Dave Elfson. And I brought my copy of So Far, So Good, So What. Both Dave and Jeff signed it for me.
Nice.
Um, that was a really great show last night. I mean, like they played all the hits. Um, and then well they played the entire album, and then they did Rattlehead, Tornado of Souls, Peace Cells, um, pretty awesome shit. I think, you know, like when I went and checked them on Instagram, I believe they listed as like Chris Poland as part of the band, but he was not there. So maybe in the future they're going to tour with Chris Poland and do Peace Cells and all the other earlier stuff. But there you go, folks. Megadeth
Right.
without
Yeah,
Dave
that's cool,
Mustaine.
man. Yeah, Mustaine. Yeah,
The
Mustaine
guy who
was.
was playing guitar, rhythm guitar, and vocals did a really good job. I mean, it wasn't like as overbearing as Dave's vocals, but like he did an excellent job. I'm not going to hold back on that. That guy was great. It was in a really fucking tiny ass room. I was really shocked how little of a turnout it was. But I'm gonna say this: Dave Elfson was fucking awesome. Flo texted me. She's like, "Hey, come meet me by the bus," and I walked over there, and he was standing out there eating ice cream. He's like, "I'll be right back," and then he went back inside the bus and came off and like wiped his hands, and we like sat there. And I only had these two records. Flo brought like 20 CD covers and cassette tapes, and she brought
Wow.
her vinyl of "Killing Is My Business." He signed everything. He was super nice. He was like, "In 10 years, you can run into me and be like, hey, remember that time we met outside of Moshburgers in Baltimore?" And really cool. Posed for pictures with us, and then like right after that, I think all these people were like standing behind the club and they could see us, so they came like running out with all their shit. Awesome, dude. It was really fucking cool to meet him. He was super nice. Didn't shy away. I could have probably brought a lot more, but I just didn't want to fucking, you know, destroy the guy, punish the guy with all this stuff that I had. But
Sure, sure.
good fucking times. If they come through, I recommend going, and I would suggest bring your Megadeth stuff because he will sign it.
I was gonna say, like, I almost picked. I don't own a copy of So Far So Good, and I should. I almost picked it up from Hit Records the other day, but I got something else. I don't remember what it was, but
Shout
I'll
out
need
to
that for
Chris
sure.
Ustella. He gave me that copy and my Killing Is My Business and my Peace Cells. He gave them all to me for free because when he was 12 years old, he tried to get an autograph from Dave Mustaine and he ignored him. So he absolutely hates Megadeth and just gave me these records for free one day. And I was like, fuck yeah. So there you go. All
That's
OG pressings, Megadeth.
okay.
Shout out to our
Very
boy
nice.
Dirk.
Dirk Verburen. Fuck yeah, dude's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Up next in my record store day acquisitions, this is one that I was very, very, very highly anticipating getting. This is the reason why I stood out in the cold rain after a tornado, no less, in Missouri, in mid Missouri, since 2 o'clock in the morning. This is the Weezer. This is the release from Weezer. The record store day. I believe it was a first. I think there's going to be more of these to roll around as time marches on. But this is outtakes and acoustics and different demos version of songs from the Blue album. There's No One Else, Take One, Say It Ain't So, Take Two, Undone, the Sweater Song, acoustic. Say It Ain't So with just vocals and guitar. The World Has Turned and Left Me Here, vocals and guitar. Just an awesome release. And I'm not a big Weezer fan by any stretch of the imagination. After Pinkerton, I kind of fell off and don't really care. I mean, I like a few of their hit songs, afterwards, but I haven't really followed much of the album. Many of the albums. But the Blue album was, dude, it was just such a monumental. It still is. It's still a great record, and to have different variations of tracks from those before the Blue album was released is really cool. And it's a gray pressing, which is supposed to symbolize the can that the original reel came in for their demos and shit. But yeah, this is extremely extremely awesome to have in my collection. Um, I have for the last couple of weeks, and I didn't really act on this until last week. I have put off listening to records because I've had my turntable for years and years and years, and I finally made the conscious decision to replace the cartridge on my stylus. So I am waiting for my new cartridge to show up, which should be tomorrow, to actually listen to these records that I've acquired over the last 2 or 3 weeks because I've been working overtime to make money to pay for gas to go drive to Baltimore for Maryland Death Fest so I can hang out with Nick. But I'm excited to listen to these songs and all of the other albums that I'm going to portray here that I've gotten over the last couple of weeks. But Weezer demos from the Blue album, fucking God, I'm so excited to have this. So
Unacceptable, Jeff.
completely unacceptable. I mean, all this overtime I have to work just to pay for fucking gas, dude.
Yeah.
Stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, it happens every summer though, but what can you do?
What are you gonna do?
Um, yeah, what are you gonna do? Um,
Walk
all
away.
right, going back into the record store day. Uh, I knew there were two releases coming from this band that day, and I really had my eye on only one of them because this is my favorite release by Meshuggah. They repressed Destroy, Erase, Improve with the OG cover, just a little. Actually, it's not the same cover. It's much different from the OG one, but black cover with 30th anniversary remastered alternate cover side D etching sun flare variant limited to 2,000 copies. Did I pull it out? No, I didn't. Damn. There's. Oh yeah, I did. This is the one. It's got the etching. If you can kind of see, it just says Destroy, Erase, Improve. Good stuff. This is an amazing record. When I really started listening to him, Meshuggah, this was the album that stood out to me the most. I know a lot of people liked Chaos Fear because it was like their most metal album, I guess, at the time. But this one, just all the jazz and whatnot that's on this record, the solos on this record are fucking insane. But happy to have this, add it to also with my OG pressing, just to have another copy on the shelf that I always tell myself, don't buy so many of the same copies of the same album because then you're gonna turn out like this guy over here. And if he has to go through my Discogs one day, he's gonna be like, "Damn it, Nick, you've got the same album over and over again."
You talking about me?
No, the other guy over there.
The other, that's not cool, dude. I think. Wait a minute. Unless you were complimenting me, and then you're welcome for making you dig. They're all in my cattle decapitation. Yeah, I'm sugar.
Melvins
That's a
and Faith No More and
pig
Pig
destroyer.
Destroyer.
Yeah. What were my top artists like cattle decapitation, pig destroyer, misery index, uh, Melvins, Celine Dion.
Yeah, a lot of that. Certainly had a
I
lot
like
of her records for some weird reason.
I like Celine Dion. That one song, My Heart Will Go On.
Is that what it's
Travis
called?
likes Celine Dion. I don't know.
Remind
Travis
me to
likes Celine
remind
Dion.
me to pick on him for that.
All right, piggybacking off of Nick because I have not opened my copy yet. Uh, Another
Hey,
copy, Destroy, Erase, Improve, which probably costs more than Nick paid, $44.99. Did that cost more than yours, Nick?
I have my stickers somewhere on my table over here, but I'm not about to like hop up and look at them. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it was
Uh,
probably a little cheaper than that.
Dude, this album is incredible. I want to go through the track list because you didn't go through the track list. Future Brain Machine, Soul Burn,
Best
Inside What's Within, Behind, dude, Suffer and Truth.
suffer and truth. Transit
Fucking oh, it makes me want to mosh all over my living room here.
Transfixion is a great one.
Indeed,
Vanished
Placidity, Terminal Illusions,
sublevels.
phenomenal album.
Yeah,
Phenomenal album
it's a solid record from start to finish.
for
I
sure.
feel like they. Or go ahead. You're still
No,
talking.
no, 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 no. Keep going on about. I got a minute. You can have some of my time, Nick.
No, no, go ahead. I'm done. You
All
have my
right,
dilemma.
and another release from Record Store Day that I also have not opened because I have not listened to it. Catch 33. Catch 33. Not hugely crazy about this one, but I figured, fuck it, may as well. It's going all out for Record Store Day. May as well go ahead and get both releases. So, Catch 33. Track list on this: Autonomy Lost, Disenchantment, Reanimate. Let's just do every other song. Minds, Mirrors, In Death is Life, and Death is Death. Personae non gratae, Dehumanization, and some with an M, with a not a n. Um, yeah, I'm sure this one's etched as well on side D, but again,
I believe it's like the snakes. Yeah, one of those.
it's not open. It's not open, so you just have to use your imagination of what the etching is.
That intro riff on Autonomy Lost, where like it's like one guitar and then the second one comes in and then Yen's vocals kick in. One of my all-time favorite moments in a Meshuggah song. I just it's so fucking heavy, which is all like comes in there like that. Great album. When that came out, a lot of people were pissed because I think a lot of people wanted them to continue on with like the whole Chaos Sphere, like straightforward thrashy style, and they really started going that more genty direction with after Nothing had come out.
Right.
I fucking love Catch 33. I think that's a great record. It's a great concept. Um, Props to Meshuggah. You know, like they really, I want to say they would lost me, but like I lost interest more so after, damn, I don't remember what it was. The albums after Hobson, I wasn't really, didn't really give a shit too much anymore.
Colossus.
Yeah, yeah. I remember pre-ordered a couple copies of that and just sold them pretty quickly because they just wasn't my thing anymore. It's like, eh,
Right.
it's all the
Dude, I
same.
fucking I busted out Contradictions Collapse yesterday. I was just like, man, that thrashy dude. It's just fucking just thrash. It's
Dude,
so fucking good, dude. Early
that and the
Meshuggah.
Nothing EP are just so fucking great. I mean, they really had a good formula back in those days, and it just sucks that it took to like the late '90s for like people to really like understand who this band was and like what they were about. Because I once saw an interview with them, and Tomas Hawk basically explained their goal from day one was every instrument, including the vocals, are to be like a percussion. So if you go and listen to like the riffs, the vocals, everything, he's not kidding. It's all like in style of percussion, and I love that. I love that that's their theory and how they write their music,
Hmm,
and it's just you know what a fucking brilliant band they are because they just
for sure.
truly are fucking masters of what they do.
And Swedish.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. Them smart Swedes and their metal.
What are you gonna do?
Praise them, I guess. Rip them off until everybody starts a genre named after them. Um, Next thing I'm going to talk about, I kept forgetting that this was getting released on Record Store Day, but uh, when I got in line that morning and I was looking through the list, I was like, oh, if they get this, and I actually checked the list, saw he had a couple copies. So, uh, Goat Snake, Dog Days. This is kind of a matte. If you can kind of see, like the cat's eyes are a little, and there's
Mm-hmm.
like a dog in his eye right there. And then when you open this up, I can. There's a dog right there. Dog's face inside the record. Um, this is a different cover. The OG cover is a little weird looking. Um, Pressed on this cool dark blue vinyl, or I don't know what shade of blue this is. But for those of you who don't know, Goat Snake is a really cool stoner rock band, I guess, with like very bluesy vocals. The singer of this band is he was in the band called Scream, which was this hardcore band from Washington D.C. that Dave Grohl was in before he quit and joined Nirvana. But um, Ghost Snake's amazing. I've seen them live at Death Fest once, and then they played this small room in Washington D.C. the Black Cat. And my most memorable moment of that show was they were going to cut the set list in half, and uh, Lindsay, our good shout out to Lindsay Turnbull, she yelled out that they played Easy Greasy, and he's like, "Well, I can't say no to the beautiful lady." And so while he was singing it, he like got down on one knee and was like singing in Lindsay's face, and I have a really good photo of that somewhere. So uh, I can't remember the singer's name. I'm losing, so completely losing my slipping my mind right now what his name was, but shout out to him. Shout out to Ghost Snake. Greg Anderson of Sun and Southern Lord Records fame is the guitarist in that band, and just his guitar tone is so fucking heavy. Those riffs and those songs are so great. They're an awesome band. I always recommend people check them out if they've never heard them before.
Cool. Yeah, you've talked about him before, and the name is definitely intriguing, and the whole Doom aspect and all that. Like, I want to listen to him. I just,
I would suggest starting with the album Flower of Disease. That's a really, really good record.
mhm. Right,
So, yeah,
right. Flower of Disease.
there you
Metal
go.
Nick recommendation. If there's one thing you can guarantee in life is that if Metal Nick suggests you something, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's bad. Death, taxes, and Metal Nick's recommendations. Up next is another sealed record store day release. This is the third album from the Violent Femmes. This is the Blind Leading the Naked album. Um, I own an OG of this. I think this is only like the second or third time this vinyl was ever pressed. But being a huge Femmes fan, I had to grab it. The opening track on this, Old Mother Reagan, is so good. It's pure. It's like a minute long. I mean, it's just pure punk. It's just very, very just. I love that song in particular. No Killing, Breaking Hearts, Love and Me Make Three. I mean, the song has its good songs, its bad songs, as majority of Femmes albums do. But Children of the Revolution, Heartache, Cold Can, Two People, dude. It's a good album. It's a solid release, and I'm glad that I got the yellow variant, the 40th anniversary edition. It also says of the genre blending 1986, which would make more fucking sense. Studio album. I Held Her in My Arms, and Children of the Revolution is also on this album. Um, Violent Femmes, of which Nick is not a fan. So Nick would not recommend this to you if he were to say, "Hey, listen to the Violent Femmes." He would say, "Just because my much less attractive co-host Jeff Christopher likes Violent Femmes." So
One thing I can guarantee you, if Jeff recommends it, it was some one-hit wonder band from the '90s now.
that made me
Uh,
laugh. That made me
I,
giggle.
yeah, I've never picked up the hype on that band, but yeah, kudos to Jeff for getting another must-have in his collection. There you go. All right, enough of that.
Sorry. I'm
Um,
not sorry.
um, I guess this would be my last record store day release, but anyways, Bad Brains Live. I've mentioned this on our show, I think on the live albums episode. This is one of my all-time favorite live albums. I had this on CD many years ago, and on the back it said that the final track was Day Tripper slash She's a Rainbow, which is Day Tripper being the Beatles cover, but it was not on the CD. And then years later, I bought it on vinyl, and Day Tripper was not included on that copy. Well, Bad Brains decided to release it for Record Store Day, 3,000 copies worldwide, solar flare vinyl colored. As you can see there on the back, Day Tripper is listed. Um, I think I mentioned it on the last episode, and I'll mention it again. I Survived, the live version of it on this album is so fucking good. For those of you who like reggae, uh, and this is what the vinyl looks like, solar flare. It's bam.
It's cool.
Bad Brains, big fan of these guys. I know HR is out there right now doing a solo tour, um, which is I'm not going to sit here and try to get behind that. I have his first reggae solo album, and it's like good for like the first two songs, and then it's just really bad after that. He is nothing without the rest of those guys. But I think like I'm pretty sure if he goes out and does a solo tour, you're guaranteed to get some Bad Brain covers out of it as well. So.
Right on. Right on. I know you're a huge fan. I've never listened to them. The only Bad Brain stuff I've heard, I think, was No Mas covered something.
Um,
They cover one of their tracks like live, and then they released a flexi disc through Decibel, I want to say.
hmm Attitude, I
Bad
think.
Brains cover.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't remember. Even if you said it, I probably wouldn't remember it. But yeah, I know they're a big
Pretty.
deal out there. I never caught on with me, I guess. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
good for you. Awesome. Awesome Bad Brains. Stop that. I already did that. Jeff Christopher from 3 minutes ago called and said, "Stop doing that." We've already saw that this episode. Okay, so Record Store Day is kind of wrapping up here. The first release I talked about was a Ween record, and the last one I'm going to talk about is a Ween-ish record. This is Freeman. This is Freeman. This is a solo album from Aaron Freeman, aka Gene Ween. This was his solo release during the one of the few times that Ween have gone on hiatus. But he had something to say album wise, and he released a solo album. I knew nothing about this release. I knew nothing about this album. the day that I went into Hit Records to give them my requests, I had the 90, the Europe 90 request, and then while I was there, I picked up a copy of Chocolate and Cheese, and he was like, "Why didn't you ask for Freeman on Record Store?" And I'm like, "What's Freeman?" And he told me, and I was like, a Gene Ween solo album. So I decided to listen to it, and oh my God, I could not stop listening to this album for weeks. As soon as I got through the first like 4 or 5 songs, I called Hit Records and I was like, "Yes, I would like a copy of that as well on Record Store Day. Please, please, please try to get me a copy of this." And so happy to have this on vinyl. This is the second pressing. The first was back in '96. I want to say back in the early '90s or mid late '90s, sometime in the '90s. And this is a definitely a fun album. It's so good. It's like stripped down Ween. There's no goofy shit. There's no not shit. There's no goofy material. There's no high pitched lyric or high pitched vocals. There's no technotronic blah 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 blah. It's just Gene and a band and an acoustic guitar, and fuck, it is so good. Actually, I showed this to Travis Ryan, who also was not aware of this release, and he was like, "This is fucking fantastic. Please try to get me a copy of this because I'm going to be on the road." So that is acquired as well. That's in the back room, waiting to give to Travis here in a couple of weeks whenever I see Cattle Decapitation. And yeah, Freeman, awesome release. And Dave, I want to show this one off real quick. I didn't even take
Yeah,
it out. If
definitely.
you want to show this one off, this is a uh, purple and orange split, which
Oh,
matches
hell
the,
yeah. That's fucking
the
awesome. Pull it out. Pull it out. That's great. That looks awesome as shit, dude. Looks like someone smashed their dick on the vinyl.
right. Moving on. I was very excited to have this on vinyl. um, yeah, Freeman, dude, awesome release. Definitely one of the best surprises that I've discovered in a while. And if you're not familiar with Freeman and you're a Ween fan, you fucking really need to listen to this album because it is, in the words to quote Travis Ryan, fantastic. So
Good stuff. That's a really cool looking record, dude.
yeah, thanks.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to do new stuff here where you just roll through what you got left and then I can
Do one more. Do one more, and
do
then I'll
one
go
more.
into mine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Um so first thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to do two of these things because I have two 7 inches that I just want to show off real quick. First one is see you next Tuesday and what is this? Chop. Brothers is the name of it. I think it's the same concept as the last thing they did where they two bands wrote music and they performed it together. If I remember correctly, that's how this goes. Uh, Shout out to our buddy Mr. James Watson, just Vinyl Bang alumni, and everyone's co-host of the show. Um, this is a really cool, like purplish, blackish, smurgy merge vinyl. Really stoked to get this. Anything our pal James is a part of, I will support. James is a great dude, awesome drummer, Mr. Jimmy Blast there. Also, yep, I got,
Shout out, James Watson.
yes,
Love that
sir.
guy.
And then I'm sure Jeff talked about this a couple weeks ago, but the new anal Trump, fucking bitch. Uh, oh, can I pull this out? Oh, here we go. There he is, 7 inch laugh cut. Mine is number 185 of 616. Um, Gonna shout out a ex guest of our show, Mr. Justin Pearson. He is the vocalist of this band now. It is no longer Travis Ryan, like Jeff had mentioned before. Justin is just a great vocalist, a great musician all around. I'm glad he took part in this project because he fits so well. And Travis even told me and Jeff in private that like when he first heard Anal Trump, the vocals that he heard in his head doing this were Justin's vocals, and it's really cool to hear what his vision was for this. But even though this is all Rob Crow's project, he even does all the lyrics. But he finds people who can help him out and do this. And Justin's a great dude. and a perfect person to put in that position to do this record, this project.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That his vocals were fitting. I mean, just like once I heard, like I didn't even look to see who the vocalist was. Once I was like, "New Anal Trump, awesome,"
Hmm.
and I played it on my phone, and I'm like, "That's Justin Pearson." Holy fuck, that's Justin Pearson. That's awesome. Very fitting for sure.
Faux show.
Oh shit. Yeah,
Well,
shout out Justin and Rob and Travis and Metal Nick.
not
All
Jeff
right.
Christopher.
No, no, leave him out of this, but put him on screen. Okay, so now we're going to rifle through new stuff. So this one was technically a record store day release, but I did not get it on record store day. I had to get this afterwards, and in the aftermath, the after sales, and the online sales the next day because it wasn't available at the store. But I want to talk about Megadeth Hidden Treasures, which my co-host here discussed earlier in the episode. Awesome pressing. I'm glad that I did find a copy for price. I mean, it wasn't like hundreds of dollars or anything. It was 35 plus shipping, which very excited about. And I was mistaken. It was not Rough Trade. It was Newberry Comics.
Cool. Oh yeah, I love that place.
But Newberry Comics is awesome as well.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the track list, like you said, Go to Hell, Angry Again, 99 Ways to Die, Paranoid. There was demos on this thing. There was like
Hmm.
Two Monde Radio Edit, which is from Euthanasia, Symphony of Destruction demo, Architecture of Aggression demo, and New World Order. I'm like, I don't know what New World Order is from. Was that from? It wasn't Euthanasia or Countdown, but I don't know. Either way, cool record to have, and I'm excited to put this on the table once my cartridge shows up here in a couple of days. I'm going to skip that one for now. This one up next is a pressing from a band out of St. Louis. A few friends of mine, Galen McGreehan and Derek Reif, have a new project called Rejected Limbs. This was released on vinyl by our very good friends at Possession Press, who did our vinyl bank
Ooh.
shirts and all that. Yeah, they are now pressing vinyl as well. If you remember a couple months back, whenever I talked about the new Fister album, Graceless, that was the first release from Possession Press on vinyl, and this is the second press by T-shirt awesome printing company Possession Press, who also now does vinyl. Up next is the newest album from Sanguishugabog that I've been waiting to find in the wild before I bought it. I didn't pre-order a copy just because I wanted to be one of the people that found a copy in the wild. And I finally found one the other day whenever I went to St. Louis for some show. I don't remember what it was. But a gatefold clear vinyl. So stoked to finally have the new Sanguishugabog that I found in the wild. Up next is a copy of the Rocktober pressing of Mr. Bungle's Disco Volante, picked up from Hit Records a couple of days ago whenever I got another record that I want to talk about here in a second. Now, this one, I want to take a second after I bring this one up with my co-host. So the other day, I was getting birthday presents for my daughter who just turned 25 the other day, and one place I decided to go was Five Below, and I went into Five Below just to see what they had in there or whatever. And much to my surprise, I found out that they sell records. Who knew? So I picked up a copy of the Deadpool and Wolverine vinyl, which is actually pretty fucking badass from the way it looks. Custom, like there's a black and red a la Deadpool, and then blue and yellow a la Wolverine. $10, dude. Sealed pressing for $10. Um, but yeah, very excited to have this. And whenever I sent this over to Nick, him and I, we had a bit of a back and forth about this, and get on camera because I want to talk about this. We were going back and forth talking about how many people had saw Deadpool and Wolverine, and Nick's not a fan, I guess, but is
I don't like terrible things.
dude, it's awesome. I fucking love this movie. But we were going back and forth, and he was saying that nobody saw this movie, and that's why it was being sold at Five Below. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like I love this movie. And then I looked it up as like one of the highest graded, highest rating, highest grossing R-rated movies ever fucking made. Like, yeah, this movie rules. But yeah, sealed
I
copy of.
just want to point out after he sent that he liked his own image.
Did I?
You did.
Dude, it's the new messenger on my phone. I'm not to be held accountable for that. I can't. I mean, I guess I did like my own message, but I like to
This
toot my
guy.
own horn. But I want to go back. I want to go through a thing where you and I were going back and forth about who saw that. I wanted
Well,
to
let,
do to reference like the first season. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna point out real quick. When that movie was in theaters and that album, I saw like a pre-order for that album, and I saw it because the same thing you saw. Like the one of the records looks like Deadpool, the other one looks like Wolverine. I was like, oh, that'd be cool, and I bought it without even looking at who's on the soundtrack, which I'm sure it's like In Sync and a bunch of other like people I would never listen to. But the company that I pre-ordered it from kept delaying the shipment of it, so I canceled it because I was like, I don't need this. I was only buying it because I thought it looked cool. Now, granted, if I came across it and it was only $10, I probably would have done the same thing as you and bought it because it's a $10
Mhm.
record. The
Right.
vinyl looks awesome, but like, I mean, yeah, I don't give a shit
Yeah.
about any of those artists that appear on it, to be honest with you.
Okay. So real quick, just the track list. There's Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Hmm.
Iris by Goo Goo Dolls, Power of
Hmm.
Love, Huey Lewis and the News, You Belong to Me by Patsy Cline, songs from the movie, which it's a soundtrack, it's not a score. But as we were going, like if we were going to go back and forth, I was going to reference the first season of South Park. Who saw Deadpool versus Wolverine? Was it Officer Bob Brady? Was it the 1987 Denver Broncos? Because so many people saw it. But it was a thing I had in my head, and it made me laugh, and I wanted to do it on the show. Now that we've spent 10 minutes talking about that album, last but not least, one of my most excited albums for the year. This is the new release from the Claypool Lennon Delirium. This is the Great Parrot Ox and the Golden Egg of Empathy. Now, this thing is a 24-page comic book. I mean, it's an actual comic book, and I forget who the artist is, but it was done to tell the story of this concept album. It talks about all of the songs. It tells the entire story through comics, and dude, it's just an awesome release. The foil and just everything is just a beautifully packaged, brand new album from the Claypool Lennon Delirium. That's it. That's all I got. That's the end of my new stuff, and I am now officially caught up with vinyl on Vinyl Bang. Caught up with new releases for the moment.
Note to self: don't never let Jeff tell jokes on our show again.
I just want to say the 1987 Denver Broncos.
All right. I still got like 30 records to talk about here because, like I said, I bought a lot.
Well, here,
Back in
let's put
Feb-
you on screen then.
back in February, me and Child drove out to Salisbury, Maryland, which is like 2 hours away from where we live, to go see our good friend James Watson and See You Next Tuesday. There was a record store right next to the skate shop where they were performing, and uh, shit, what was it called? I'm trying to see where it is on my fridge because I knew I threw that sticker up there somewhere. Shout out to the guy there because he recognized me when I walked through the door. He said he's seen the podcast. So shout out to that guy. It's like Kiju Records or something like that. Um, I bought a pressing of Bram Stoker's Dracula, the score on vinyl. Um, in my opinion, next to Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, this might have been one of the last good horror movies that came out in the 90s. Highly, highly underrated film. Great shit. Mr. Keanu Reeves is in this film before he started being a Matrix and all. Um, got that. Um, this is one of my many bootlegs that I acquired from Squirrel Records. CKY's Infiltrate, Destroy, Rebuild. Um, this is the funny thing about this is right here. Oh no, no, that's not it. Oh, did I fucking pull the wrong thing out? I did. Fuck. Um, it comes with this little poster here of CKY performing. And who's that in the middle? Mr. Nergal of Behemoth. Why did they put him in there? Who knows? Maybe the person who bootlegged this thought that was a good idea. And then when you open it up on the inside, there he is again. Some random weird shit that came with this
Hmm.
bootleg. Um,
Hmm.
Shout out to Squirrel Records. This guy, he's money. I like this guy a lot. He's very legit. He communicates really well when your record's about to ship. It's
Yes,
an
he did.
orange vinyl. This is not the best CKY album. I think volume two, volume three, the one with 98 Quiet Bitter Beatings. That's a really good record. The fucking grooves on that album, the songs, the riffs, great shit. But I did buy this, and I remember seeing him at 930 Club in DC. And, like Rav himself, April and Phil, they were all there. Um, Good shit. Also from Squirrel Records. Pretty stoked to own this. All this is like the cover of this is a little weak. Ozzy Osbourne's Osmosis. This sticker right here that's supposed to come on the outside of the record. It was like printed on the cover. Um, this was like pretty much the last Ozzy Osbourne album that I actually cared about. It's got Perry Mason on it. It's on this weird black smoke vinyl. Um, I think this album's only been pressed maybe twice in existence, and other than like, or maybe three times, including that box set. But you know, happy to have the good era of Ozzy. This album had I think Geezer Butler played bass on this record. Um, I don't remember who told me that these that I think Hell's Headbangers had these. Uh, can't see it. Gorguts from Wisdom to Hate. I thought I had this on record. I even like checked my Discogs and I realized I didn't when I got home. I checked my shelf. I did not have this. I swore I had this record, but I didn't because I'm a fucking poser. Gray with what was that? Red splatter. Not the coolest pressing. I'm sure there's like this was like at the bottom of the barrel when they were like pressing this, so they just did whatever it is they did. But happy to have this album. This is a really fucking cool Gorguts album. Um, and yep, there we go. And then I also got the Erosion of Sanity by Gorguts. This is like I think towards the end of their like straight death metal before they went all progged out and whatnot. This is a cool pressing. Clear with orange, blue, and red splatter.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, that's cool.
Um, Gorguts is a really fucking awesome band from, I think, Montreal, somewhere in the Quebec region of Canada. Um, really stoked to have this. I thought I had it, but I didn't. And this is pressed by Listenable. But I believe I bought this from Hell's Headbangers because they got a distro there. Also, when I went to go see you next Tuesday back in February, when I was at that record store, I bought a copy. I'm surprised I didn't own this on vinyl, and I had this in my want list for the longest time. Pantera's 101 Proof Live. This is a legendary live album. I mean, like the songs on this: New Level, Walk, Becoming, 5 Minutes Alone, Sandblasted Skin, Suicide Note Part 2, War Nerve, This Love, Domination Hollow, I'm Broken, Cowboys from Hell, Cemetery Gates, Strength Beyond Strength, Fucking Hostile, and then two studio tracks that were supposed to come in the Trendkill sessions that they put on this album. Where You Come From and I Can't Hide. I think Where You Come From is a little bit more of a punk song, and I Can't Hide is like very thrashy death metal-y song, or not death metal, just more thrash. Um, this is a really good live album. I mean, like the little banter between songs with Phil and everything. Good stuff. Pantera, one of my all-time favorite bands. A couple months back, I saw Plastic Heads was repressing a lot of old Metal Blade albums on white vinyl, and I got a lot of Cannibal Corpse because there were certain albums that I just couldn't find anywhere until James Watson told me after I bought everything, you should start checking Amazon, and he wasn't kidding. There's a lot of good, cool color vinyl on Amazon. But
Mhm.
um, this album I didn't own, and I felt this might be one of the last Slayer albums in my collection that I should have that I don't. Show No Mercy. This is, I think, their first album, their very first album. Yeah, because they all got makeup on here on the back. Um, and like I said, it's on white vinyl. I don't think I need to break all that out. You know what the white vinyl looks like. Um, Very happy to finally have this one because I think maybe the only Slayer album I really don't have is either is the Diablos, their new metal album. A couple months ago, I got this randomly in the mail. I was like, I don't remember ordering a record from this, and I looked down. Shout out to our past guest and great friend of the show, John Hickman. Nick I ordered a different variant, so you get this one. Feel free to pass along if it ain't your thing, John. John, I fucking love you, dude. This is my thing. This is really cool. Both times John has sent me free music, the bands kind of sound like Nails, and I love that like buzzsaw guitar tone, hardcore style of music. This is a really cool fucking album. They are called Killing Pace. Um, young men right there. Good shit, John. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you watch this episode, I shout out to you. I did send John a vinyl bang shirt for that. Um, Shout out to my co-host here for getting in touch with the good doctor that we both know, and letting him know that hey, you better hook up for my buddy Metal Nick here. You know, he's always doing nice things for you. I too now have a silver pressing of exploiting dysfunction. I always call it the dysfunction, and I'm just stupid because I don't know bands' album titles. Wah, gray record. He told me he was going to send me a vinyl of Halls of Amonte, which I kept like thinking to myself, I'm like, what is he saying to me right now? But he sent me this in a T-shirt. Shout out to Steve Goldberg. What a fucking guy. I think he's in Europe with Creator right now. I look forward to seeing this gentleman in 2 weeks. I believe our good friend Mr. Zach Joe is going to be at Death Fest this year as well. So we got to get a big self-follow group photo there because whether you like this band or not, these are some of the coolest fucking nicest fucking guys I've ever met. I know Jeff can attest to that as well. Great fucking group of dudes. Happy to have that on vinyl. Like Jeff, the only thing I'm missing is really the test press. Um, Rough Trade, they're doing the 50 albums to celebrate their 50th anniversary. I believe this was at Wave 2, 1994. Beastie Boys, Ill Communication. I have the OG pressing, and I have like the repress that came out in 90, or no, 2009 or so. And then I got the box set, and now I have this cool clear with green splatter. Um, this is a great album. It's not my favorite Beastie Boys album. It is a very good record. Um, I think anybody who knows this band and knows me knows that I love this band, and I may treat this band the way Jeff treats the Melvins. Like I try to buy as many of their stuff as I can get my hands on. Good stuff. Love Beastie Boys. Shout out to them. As the thing says, it's limited to 1,000. Rough Trade, as Jeff was mentioning earlier, great record store from New York City. Um, I started collecting these Death box sets. I showed a couple of them off on the show. This is Scream Bloody Gore. Um, I believe I bought this from Mr. Aaron Turner of Neurosis, Isis, Old Man Gloom, and what's the other band? Sumac fame. I got the Friends and Family Clear. Um, my goal right now is to own all of the box sets that Relapse put out on clear vinyl. So far, I have Human, Spiritual Healing. Now I got Scream Bloody Gore, and I also have The Sound of Perseverance. Shout out to Mike Giuliano from works at Relapse Records, also runs Horror, Pain, Death, whatever. I'm fucking it up. I'm sorry, Mike. I love you, brother. Another clear Friends and Family. I don't know which eye I'm winking with here. I feel like Lucille Bluth. Um, I'm glad you get that
That's a
reference.
good reference. That's
Okay. Um, you know, this is cool. Oh man, look at Richard Christie there. My cat's feeder is going off here. Um, Adam Jarvis once told me a cool story about meeting Richard Christie, and he was showing him the symbols that he was using to record this album. And Adam said he kind of had like a fanboy moment with him. This is really cool to have. This was the last studio album that Death put out. The only ones I really need now are Leprosy and Individual Thought Patterns. Obviously, uh, Symbolic is not, Relapse doesn't have the rights to that. I think Roadrunner is like kind of dicking everyone over with holding on to that, but it is what it is. And finally, last but not least, uh, I want to shout out Mr. Dave Whitty because he came on our show and told a great story about him getting into arguments with friends over how good this album is. Cinderella, Night Songs. Last weekend, I went to the M3 Festival in Maryland, and I met Mr. Tom Kiefer here. Um, I'm going to say this, whether you're a fan of this band or not, if you know who they are, if you know what they sound like, this gentleman still sounds great. His vocals are awesome. He can still play guitar great. He was crushing it on the piano when he was doing "Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone." Um, love this band. They're a fucking awesome band from that glam hair metal era. This was pressed on clear red. Oh, there's a little right here where my thumb is. There's a they didn't do a good job at trimming that down. Anyways,
Mhm.
happy to have this vinyl. This is a great record. I remember when I was a kid, my sister had this poster on her wall. Um, but for those of you who are fans of Cinderella, kudos. Uh, Never got to see them perform live. I know my buddy Jake said he saw them when this album came out. He saw it on his tour. When Tom played, he opened up with the song Night Songs, which is fucking awesome. As soon as he started playing, I was like, holy shit, no way. Good stuff. Happy to have this in my collection. That's it. New stuff. Clocking in just under an
Awesome.
hour here.
Yeah.
We don't bullshit. We just rifle through it, folks. We're not trying to waste your time anymore. For all those who want to complain to Mr. Grindstoffer that they can't get to work and listen to a full episode, so they want us to speed things up for them. Or could you split it into two episodes? No, we'll just talk really fast for you from now on.
Well, actually, they just tell me to cut you out because.
It's going to be a pretty boring show if that's the case.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. That hurts two of my three feelings. Uh, Dude, the first thing you brought up where you said the guy recognized you from the show, I'm
Let
jealous. I want to be recognized from Dynamite.
me hold up. Here it is.
Somebody like Melanie asks me every now and then. She's like, "Aren't you the guy on that podcast?" Like, shut up.
KG Records out of Salisbury, Maryland. It's right next to the skate shop. I can't remember the name of the skate shop. But I remember like me and Josh showed up. We said what's up to James, and then I put in my GPS the address, and it said it was like a 4 minute walk. And then before we decided to go, we walked inside to just take a look at the stage. And as we're walking in, I was like, "Holy shit, this is the record store!" It's like right next door. So we're literally either going to get in my car and keep driving to this place, or then it was literally located right next door. It was a very tiny shop. This guy, I think he does do record store day because I follow him now on Instagram. But he was super cool. Very very nice about everything. He like at one point he like we were talking about this one record. He pulled it out of the sleeve and put it on the turntable for us to listen to. Um, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but shout out to him. Like I don't claim to be a celebrity or anything like that. I know definitely back in the day when I started filming shows, people would always yell "Metal Nick" across the room, and like got a little embarrassing after a while because I'm like waving hi to people who I don't know, and I don't claim to be anybody important or popular, but when that guy said that, that meant a lot to me because I do more than anything wish people would watch our show. I mean, like I'm not doing this just to waste time with waste not to waste Jeff and I's time, but like I want people to enjoy the show, and more than anything, I'd like people to be on our show. Um, James Hetfield, Bill Hader, please be on our show. But it was a good feeling. It made me, I handed this guy a whole bunch of stickers, and if you see us at Maryland Death Fest, ask us for stickers because Jeff and I are going to have more stickers and magnets. And whenever this illegal package passes through customs that Jeff sent me, I will have more of his stickers that his daughter had made for us. Shout out to Sierra.
Yeah, yeah, we will have these stickers that are in a cute little bag that my daughter made for me because she's a
That's
girl.
that's why it's taking so long. It looks like drugs. They're
It
probably
doesn't,
running it through the X-ray over and over again. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be all ripped open. I'm
and
like,
and
sorry.
and, and there are drugs in here. There are drugs. There are drugs in mine. Um, yeah, yeah, we're gonna have stickers and stuff, and bongs and promotional stuff to,
Well, I
to
don't have
promote our show.
children who watch this show, so I don't care what he says. But
Dude, the thing is, okay. Whenever you're talking about being a celebrity, like like I'm on a podcast with Metal Nick,
mm,
and they go, "Who? Who is
probably
that guy? Who's this Metal Nick?"
more than likely they do say that. Who? Yeah, this isn't 2006 when like I blew up on YouTube with my despised icon videos, but no, for sure. It was a good to hear that. It's good to know that people outside the 10-mile radius of where I live watch our show, and other than like the 59 people who check out an episode every week that we post it, and I thank each and every one of you who still watch our show. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
even when we get like less views when it's just me and Jeff, like there is a handful of you who continue to watch. I greatly appreciate it. It means the world to me. You know,
It
I
does.
like I said, I'm not doing this to waste either of our times. Like, I want to entertain people with our record collection, and uh, if we are able to get people on our show who want to come on and share, which we did get a handful of people on Instagram. There's some musicians that I've talked to that are showing interest to be on our show. It's just timing right now. You know, like I think after Death Fest, Jeff and I are probably going to have a decent amount of people ready to rock and roll with us. So thank you to each and every person who watches, who is a fan, who I made a post a couple weeks ago, and then a lot of people were like, you know, I've been watching for a long time. Both Champ and James Watson reached out and said they would like to be on the show, and I was like, absolutely not. Especially you, Champ Morgan.
Oh, I love Champ Morgan. Just
He's
you
going to come
good,
on here,
Champ.
and we and him are going to talk shit to Jeff about how awesome Queen's Right is. That's what's going to happen. But um,
Whatever. As long as I get to see Champ's pretty face, that's all I want. Especially now that my beard's starting to get caught up to him again. I've been doing overtime at the beard factory, and my beard's coming back, so I can rival it.
time to cut it again. Yeah, there we go, folks. New stuff, part 5008. Even this is our 113th episode.
Yeah, and I'm now
Uh,
caught up. I cut all my records up now, which is awesome.
yeah, yes, yes. So the next time we do an episode together, we're not going to have shit to talk about, which is bullshit because I still have a ton of fucking.
I have a bunch of stuff coming in too.
I mean, hey, like let's not kid ourselves. We both pre-order albums. Like I still go to record stores when I can, but last Thursday I was off because I saw Cattle on Wednesday, and then I was off Thursday. Me, Chris Keller, and Shaw went to both joint custodies in Washington D.C. Fortunately, I didn't see anything. I did see Rage for Order by Queensryche, which I have an OG pressing, and I just recently bought a color pressing of it. So, eh, you know, I could have bought that other pressing, but they've never pressed that album, repressed that album outside of the '80s. So I'm stoked to get a color pressing of it finally. So,
Hmm.
but that's just me rambling on about nothing. Let's end this before we hit an hour.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Thank you everybody for watching. Jeff, you got anything to add before I end this episode?
No, who is Queensryche? Who is it? Tell me, who is Queensryche?
They are the
I'll be prepared.
one. They are the only. Operation Mindcrime, baby. Check that
Yeah.
album out. The EP Warning, great fucking band. If you don't know, you should really listen to them. They're a great fucking band. I tell this to people all the time. If Master of Puppets and Rain and Blood did not come out, Operation Mindcrime might have been the best album of the '80s, hands down. It's a great fucking record. It's a concept album. Um, just the songs on that record are so fucking good. The solos, Jeff's vocals, it's great. Not this Jeff, G Geoff Jeff. Um, who I'm gonna go see and meet in a couple months here. But when we get there, we get there.
If you ever want to know how to get Metal Nick worked up, ask him who Queensryche is.
All right. Thank you. We got to edit that part out.
That's
Thank
fine.
you, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Mr. Grindstoffer, for your time. Thank you, Mrs. Grindstoffer, for loaning me your husband's time.
She's not
And
here. That's awesome.
so that's why
Yeah.
you're talking about all this money you're spending this week
Yeah.
out loud and not looking over your shoulder.
Right.
Uh,
Preparation.
thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you all next week.
All right. See you guys.
Done the final thing down.